Hi, hello, hey, what's up, howdy. I thought that would be cute. It really wasn't. So today I am driving up to Salt Lake to meet up with my friend. She's so cute, and her boyfriend are starting this really adorable channel, which is just gonna make me more sad about being single, but I'm also like, it is what it is. So oh my gosh, I didn't think about it when I agreed to go over to Alicia's house that there's such bad traffic. It's not like LA traffic, obviously, but it's not great. Like, she probably lives 30 minutes away from me, and I'll probably get there in like an hour. I think we might do a mukbang for you. Mukbang? Just, I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna freaking bang my head against this dashboard while I'm in traffic, and see you guys soon. I'll let you know when I get there. Hi guys, welcome back. We have goodies to share. Okay, so we decided we're gonna do a mukbang, whatever it is, with yours truly, the holy grail of fat. Okay,
wait, that's so many chickens.
Why'd you get so many nuggets? Did you do it purposefully?
A 12 count? You guys, I ordered an 8.
They blessed you today. They didn't give me a 12 count. They were like,
that
sis.
Is so many.
They looked at the difference
chickens.
between us and they said, she could use a 12 count, bitch. You're getting an 8 count. It's okay. You're
well,
blessed.
I got a 12 count and there's no way I'm eating all of that. Also,
and
I got
the rest.
fries. Oh.
They're gone. Okay, well, I haven't touched my food yet. I got
Guys,
fries.
I got hungry.
Look
on
at that
the way
grease.
here.
Yummy.
Ew.
Okay.
What is wrong?
And then I got an 8 count, and I'm definitely gonna regret getting this little amount. So I'm glad you got more.
Share mine.
That's exactly where I was headed. We're gonna eat, and we're gonna talk about being servers and what it's like to serve and what's annoying, which is, the list can go on. No one gets it until you do it, and like you wish everyone had an experience serving for a living for a little bit.
Yeah,
Because-
even for like 3 days a week. Like,
even one shift.
it would change your life.
People would start tipping better, that's for sure, because they understand like how much goes into it. Okay. Let me see. There's some notes here. Wow, that was a big nugget. If you have good service, you should be tipping 20% of your meal, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's just like
That's
general
a standard.
knowledge. Like, you
but
should
people
know
don't
that.
do that. Like, especially in Utah. We both live in Utah. And people tip like 10% regularly because it's like a religion thing. They tip, or they tip
Okay,
their
in
bishop
Utah-
like 10%. Sorry, is that rude?
No, in Utah, there are a lot of big families, so everyone has like freaking 5 to 10 children, and they think they can bring them to these restaurants and rack up all this food, and then they get their check and they're like, oh my gosh.
This is expensive. I don't have enough money to tip.
And then they
Sorry,
don't.
If you do,
Great.
if your bill's $100 and you give me $100 and say keep the change, that's not change. I'm sorry to break it to you, sweetie.
$99.21. Giving me 100's not being generous with your
That's
tip.
not generous.
And
like, if you don't have enough money to tip your server, you don't have enough money to eat out. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you don't.
I agree.
That just goes hand in hand.
And what's, like, I'm not trying to be like, you're poor, don't go out, but like, kind of, because I'm poor, I don't go out a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go to Costa Vida where I can get good food and not have to tip anyone. And, or Chick-fil-A, don't have to tip anyone, which honestly we should, because it's Chick-fil-A.
Rock stars.
Literally.
We literally were sweating in the car, like, oh, I'm sweating. And like, we pull up and they're all outside, just like, hi, my pleasure.
Yeah,
I'm like,
with
oh,
a smile on their face.
okay.
Like, you guys are actual heaven sent angels. So yeah, tipping is frustrating because people don't get. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I've been eating.
It's not called mukbang for no reason.
I thought it was mukbang.
They say it every way. I don't know what it is.
Okay, someone comment down below and let us know.
I'm like, Mom, my only viewer, comment down below. I've had arguments with people about, like this one guy was like, okay, so if you should be tipping 20% of your meal, but you order like a super expensive wine, why would you have to tip on that? But it's like, if you're ordering a super expensive wine, you should be able to afford to tip 20% of your meal.
100%.
Like, 20% is the service that they're giving you. I've literally had my table say, give it to me, and I'll just open it because I can't open it. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, listen.
Then they shouldn't be tipping you. I'm just kidding.
You're like, then your tip is not deserved.
You have to go get the glasses and the wine, and you have to look all professional while opening it, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is like the scariest thing ever. So yeah, if you're gonna order that, you need a tip because I had to do all the work to get it to you. You didn't go pick it up off the shelf and open it yourself.
Pouring that
Well, I
wine for
haven't
them.
refilled my Diet Coke with the lime yet.
My 8th Diet Coke. Mormon soccer moms, man. They go hard in the paint with that Diet Coke. In the state of Utah, at least, I don't know where else does that, but most states will tip, or they'll pay their servers. They'll pay their servers like $8 to $10 an hour. Then you make tips as well. So I feel like there, people probably don't tip as much, which, like, whatever. I still think they should, but it's like, okay, they're getting an hourly. In Utah, we make $2.13 an hour. $2.13 an hour! Do you understand? Honestly. There have been days where I've had to pick up shifts at the end of the month because I don't have rent. Because one day I made $15.
Yeah, and then like the last week of the month, you're like, I'll take everyone's shifts. Like,
and everyone else
a
wants
double
the shifts
every day.
It's so true.
It's nice, honestly, like, to get instant money when you work is super nice, but at the same time, it's stressful because you have no consistent money.
Yeah, you don't know what
like,
you're gonna make.
one day you're gonna go to work and it's gonna be super busy and you're gonna make good money. The next day you could go and you'll get one table and then they'll be like, it's dead, go home. And you're like, okay,
and you were there for 2 hours and you're like,
And
great,
you're
I have a
funny.
full day and I'm poor and I can't afford lunch, so. Okay, now we're gonna talk about people being rude.
I've probably heard like the thing like you have right to refuse service to anyone. This is the one and only time in my life that I was like, I am not serving you. You are absolutely so rude.
Sip the tea.
It happened to be one of those times when there was a concert across the street and there was a 2-hour wait and it was unreal, like super busy. Everyone ordered their food at the same time, you know? So yes, your food is going to take a little bit longer. And if you are in a rush, I'm sorry, but there is a food court across the street.
Well, yeah, why would you go to a
McDonald's
sit-down restaurant that always has a wait? I mean, where she serves, it's like always popping.
Yeah, and they're like, the first thing they say is like, we're in a hurry. And I'm like, okay, well, do you see that you're surrounded by, like, so many people? And food is gonna take a while. So they knew, okay. They were already kind of, like, frustrated when they sat down, so I was already like, okay, like. So I was just, like, trying to be nice and, like, trying to, like, make light of the mood, because that's all you can literally do, but,
Sorry, you gotta pick up my tea. Go ahead.
Basically, this guy was just like, miss, where's our food? And I was like, like, when it's ready, I'll bring it out for you.
Couldn't tell you, I'm not the cook.
Literally.
Like, probably in phase 3.
Probably in the kitchen being chefed. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. And then he literally starts clapping in my face. Not kidding. Don't come back to my table until you have my food.
I'd be like, okay, you can see yourself out of here.
Literally, I was like,
What did you say?
okay.
That would have not gone well for me, but we're really different. I would have been like, excuse me?
I was to the point though, like, it had been so busy that day. People were being rude. People were in hurries. Like, everyone wanted to go to this freaking show. And, like, I was just to the point where I was like, I cannot put up with that. He was like, I don't understand what's taking so long. Don't come back to this table until you have my food. Like, this is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Yelling at me. And I'm like,
I literally am the messenger.
yes.
I do not cook the food.
I put your food in the computer.
Yeah.
It goes somewhere. Also, it only took 25 minutes. Like,
are you kidding me?
no. So I took it out to them, and I just printed off his check, and I gave it to him. And I literally said, I'm sorry, but I have too much respect for myself to let you talk to me like that. Here's your check.
The place that I worked at, there was refillable stuff. And I think a lot of restaurants, there's like at least like chips and salsa or like bread or whatever. But there was like a soup thing and like whatever. They would like all try and share the refillable stuff as like their entree. And I'm like, be a grown up. Like, pay for your food. This is not a buffet. I literally had a dad try and eat a kid's meal like several different times. It's like,
don't ever be that person to be like, sorry, I don't like have a big stomach. Can
Yeah.
I order off the kids menu? Like,
take home leftovers.
it literally says
Like a
10
normal
and
person.
under. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Like,
And there's-
don't make me make that decision
Yes!
for you.
Like that same, let's take my 7 minutes.
Okay, like, I'm not that same girl, okay?
Right, and-
Or if you have, like, a severe allergy, don't put that on, like, okay, someone will come to me and be like, I have a really, 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 really serious nut allergy. Like, do you know,
great.
like,
everything
the
is
kitchen
cooked
has
in
nuts in it, and they're all exposed to everything, like, don't be like, what can I order? Or like, nothing.
You
I'm
can't
not
order
letting you
anything.
eat here
Bring a
because
kid's
if
meal.
you die, it's not gonna be my fault.
So
Like,
true. We've been waiting 20 minutes and you look at how long the food's been in. It's been in for 8 minutes and you're like,
I know these
you're
things.
actually a sociopath. Why do you think that it's like, time me, I don't care. Okay, so example would be like, this table says, okay, and can I get a side of ranch? Like after they've gotten their food, they realize like they want ranch or whatever. So I go get them the side and then they're like, oh, and can we get more bread? Go get bread. Oh, and can I get silverware? Mine fell on the floor. It's like, literally think of everything you need at one time.
Literally.
Or when I go and I'm like, does anyone want more soup? And they say, oh, I'm okay. And one person says yes. And I'm like, okay, are you sure no one else wants any? They say no. Great. Come back. Hey, we're ready for more soup now. Like, literally, I was gone for 30 seconds. Why did you not just say, yeah, by the time you get back, I'm going to want another soup?
Also, if your drink is full to here, you don't need a refill yet.
And also, we're aware. We are looking at your drinks, and we know when it's half full, we're going to bring you a refill. You don't need to say, another Diet Coke. Or, I've
Or
had people
this.
do that. Don't forget the lime. I know. Like, we literally do this for a living. We are aware. You don't need another one yet.
This is not the Sahara Desert. I'm not going to let you die of
Oh my
thirst.
gosh. There's nothing worse though than when you literally grab their drink orders, go get their drinks, go, and then food order, go ring it
When
in,
you
come
come
back,
back,
and the
it's
drink
gone.
is gone, and you're like, literally, am I bringing you 3 Dr. Peppers? Just tell me now. There's no way to win.
Do you get like a 4-table section at a time?
Oh yeah.
So if you want to be that friend that's like, oh, I haven't seen you for 10 years. Let's go meet up at the restaurant and sit there for 5 hours. No, you're making me lose money.
It's true.
Unless you want to charge me. Sometimes you're
Unless
like,
you're
this
tipping me
table
fat.
costs $20 an hour. So
Like-
literally go to the mall, go to a park, like go. You can even eat and then leave and
Yes.
still hang out with your friend. Like
Go stand in the lobby. We
literally,
don't care.
like just don't. I literally yesterday. I'm not kidding. Yesterday, the first table I had when I opened was there when I left.
That is the most annoying thing ever.
Ever. No,
Get the hell out. Eat your
Basically-
food and get out. And
And
don't
like,
cause
oh,
problems.
this was the worst part. I kept being like I have stuff to do. I have a routine. Like I like to do things in a certain routine.
Mm-hmm.
I took their drink order, went back, got them their drinks, brought them out, got them bread, all that. I was ready to take their order, okay? They're
Mhm.
like, oh no, we're gonna be like a minute.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
Like we'll just like tell you when we're ready. An hour later.
You're lying.
No, they didn't order their food for an hour, so I was like, oh, they're gonna be here all day.
My gosh. I hate everyone. I had a table like that. It was like, okay, first of all, there's nothing worse than serving like middle-aged moms. They just are the worst. For whatever reason, they need special treatment. They need like 4 ice cubes and half a lime mushed up into their Diet Coke. Like they just need weird shit all the time. So I had this group of middle-aged moms and then like kind of like an older lady. And so I go greet them and they say, you know, like we're here with our mother-in-law. So they're like all family. And they were like, but our mother-in-law is from England where I mean, if you go anywhere outside of the country, dinner, like going out to eat, you're there for like 2 hours. It takes longer. Like they just really milk out like enjoying your meal. So she was like, so just know, like, prepare yourself. We're going to need a lot of time in between everything. Like, we want to do drinks and then time, and then appetizers, then time. So, yes, exactly what you're saying. If you have a routine, like if you've been serving for as long as we have, like, you have a routine down. You know how to give good service. Like, it's like muscle memory. But for that like, really, like, messes with my routine because it's like, I'm not only serving them, I'm serving 2 other tables.
Especially like if you get sat.
Yes.
Like
while you're taking an order with them
or something.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, it's easier just to treat it all as like one big table.
Yes.
Rather than like, oh, well, they want to wait, so
yes.
Let me just like.
Well, and then it works out that like all their food is ready at the same time, so then you're just like running back and forth. It's like it's basically like you're serving like a 20 top because everything just ends up blending together. Where normally it's like a rhythm where you're like, I'm getting drinks for this table, and then I'm getting their order for this table, and then their food's out at this table. So it'll usually balance itself out. Anyway, so she warns me. So I'm like, okay, like that's fine. That's really inconvenient for me, but like I got it.
You
I
said
can
that?
do that. No.
Oh.
Oh no. That was just in my mind. I'm like, of course I love that. That's amazing. Whatever. I'm like really milking it out. Like I give them at least 10 minutes in between everything, which like my normal like turning time for a table is like 25 to 35 minutes. So like that is like taking forever already. They're already there for an hour before I even get their meal in. Same thing as you. So I'm like really being patient, and there would be times where I'd walk by and like kind of be approaching the table, and like the daughter-in-law would be like, not yet. And I'm like, great, I'll be back in 10, like why? And so I just literally was like, okay, be patient, because like they were all like really classy women, so I'm like, okay, if I give them good service, like they're gonna tip me good. Like they seem like they like, you know, go out to eat, they know how to do it properly. So I'm like really milking it out, okay? So they had perfect service. Like I was honestly putting all of my efforts and making their experience perfect versus my other tables, because I was like, they're my big table, they're gonna tip me good, and like they're particular about the service that they want tonight versus the other tables probably don't care. Like they just want good service, but they don't care about the timing. So put all my time into them. So it's been 2.5 hours at this point. They're finally done, and I'm boxing up their food. And I'm like, they're like in a conversation, so I'm quietly being like, do you want a box for this? Whatever, go do it. Then I go to the mother-in-law, and I go and I'm like, can I box this for you? And she's like, yeah. And can I just say, this is the worst meal I've ever had in my life. And I
what do
was
you
like,
even say?
There's
no words.
At first I was like, maybe she means like the food versus like food in England. Like maybe she thought that like the American food was crap, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't blame you. You probably get like incredible experiences eating out there. Like I was trying to be like, no, I totally get that. Like whatever. And as I'm boxing the food, I'm like, damn, she's probably talking about me. I'm like, shit. I don't know if she was talking about me or the food or like specific to the restaurant that I worked at. And so I like went up to her and I was like, I'm so sorry that like this wasn't the experience you wanted. Like, what can I do for you? Was it your food? And she was like, yeah, this food was just terrible. Like I hated it. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not know that. Like I'd already gone back after they got their food and been like, does everything taste good? They
also,
said
that's
yes.
another point. If you don't like something, speak up. Like,
yes,
don't wait till the very end.
And then, like, leave either a shit tip or a shit review. It's like, it's not my fault.
I feel like people do that on purpose, though.
I agree.
Like,
which is annoying.
Oh, by the way, my food sucked. And then they'll, like, write that on a note with a shitty tip.
And it's like, no, because if you tell me, I'll get you a new meal and I'll get it comped for you, because most restaurants are really good about that, especially in the U.S. Like, basically, if you work at a chain, they're going to kiss your ass. Like, they will do anything to, like, make the customer happy. Especially where I work, like, it's so popular. You can get your whole meal free, I swear. It's like, they are so good about it. And so I was like, I asked her, I was like, was it the food? And she's like, yeah, the food was terrible, like, worst I've had. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, can I get you something else to take with you? I can get you a free dessert. I can get you whatever you want. Because my managers were just so dope. They would literally just support you. You'd tell them what you needed to be, like, comped, which is basically, like, taken off the bill. And they'll do it, like, without any questions asked. And so she was just like, no, I'm just letting you know. And I'm like, well, great, that would have been nice to know, like, when you got your food so I could fix it. So I'm like, great, I don't know what to do. So I'm just waiting for a shit tip. Yeah, and then she's paying. So I'm like, great, I'm going to make $5 off of this. And then I had my manager go by and talk to them, which we have to do. Like, they tell you, like, you need to have the manager speak up anytime there's an issue, because they can either fix it or, like, you don't want them to not come back to the restaurant, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my manager goes and talks to her, and I think she almost got, like, embarrassed for being so rude about it. And even my manager was like, she was really snappy, and then, like, I kind of, like, was like, oh, well, like, we're happy to help, we're happy to change it and fix it, and then she automatically got, like, nice. She ended up tipping me okay, but, like, it was the most embarrassing thing. Like, other tables heard her say that it was, like, the worst meal she'd ever had. And I was just like, okay. Come back again. Visit. My name's Kennedy. Ask for me. Like, what do you want me to do? And also, like, yeah, speak up if you don't like your food. It's good money when it's good. But there have been days where I've made $7, so. And that's not because I'm a bad server. Because I'm an amazing server. I'm, like, the worst. Everyone's like, fire her.
So, like, if we're greeting you, pay attention. I feel like.
Oh, that is the most annoying thing when people are, like, not even
or
looking
don't
up.
cut them off. Like,
Yes.
sometimes I'll go to a table to, like, do my introduction. Like, hi, welcome. I'm Alicia. I'm going to be your server today. And, like, before I can even say, like, my name, they're like, Diet Coke.
Or water.
I'm like,
But it's just like,
excuse me? I actually enjoy talking to my tables. Like, I think that's
Same.
one of my favorite parts of serving is, like, I get to meet so many, like, cool, fun people and, like, families. Like,
Yeah.
I have certain families that'll come back and, like, ask for me just because we
Same.
had so much fun, like, talking and getting to know each other. But, like, don't ever cut your server off. And, like,
take it home. If you're so bothered that there's another human being talking to you, like,
Yeah.
take it home and don't eat there. I don't understand that. We're having an experience when you go to eat. And a lot of people look for that. Like, that's why they go
Yeah.
out to eat. That's why they return to the same restaurant.
that's why we have the job we have,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't just be like, hi, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
And you don't have to buy anything
And honestly,
I'm telling you
at
about.
that point, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
well, now I'm gonna be a
that is
silent
the end
server.
Of that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you anymore. You
It's
know?
so true.
And your experience is gonna be so much worse. Like, if you just, like, acknowledge a little head nod and they'd be like, yeah, like, for sure, I just want a Diet Coke. Like,
Yes.
that is not that hard.
And, like, our
And I don't
intros are
even
30
give
seconds.
a long intro. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, just sit back and chill. Or, like, if I come back to, like, offer you a refill or something, like, you can pause your conversation for, like,
Yes.
1 second. I just make it so awkward. I'm like, hi, welcome. Like, I'm Alicia. I'll be your server today. And they're still talking, and I'm just like,
Like, don't got all day. Let me know when you're done. The worst is when you're like, hi, how are you guys doing today? If it's like a party and they don't answer, and I'm like, not good? Good?
No,
Like, I
that's-
literally will
that's
say that. I'm
literally-
like, anyone out there?
don't forget I got an ice cream.
I got milk.
But yeah, basically, like, we just ranted about how much we hate our jobs. But honestly, it's
love our
fun.
job. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I love it. But
I
like,
really do. I love people. So it's like,
unless
the
they
good
act like
people-
that story I just told.
yeah, but like the good people I think make up for it. Like when they tip you
Oh,
the
yeah.
bill, or if they tip you really nice, or even if they don't, it's not even about the money. Sometimes it's about them just like having a
Honestly,
genuine connection with you. Like, I don't
I'm
know.
definitely not that type. Like, some servers I work with, like, if they get a bad tip, like, they are an a-hole the rest of the
Yeah.
day. Check, you're like, swag. I just try to keep a positive attitude. And that's the thing with being a server. You have to be able to, like, turn over your mood so fast.
It's true.
Because, like, I'll get a guy like that literally makes me go in the back and cry about, like, how my job's not worth it. So dramatic. But then I'll have to go right back out, get back on my server apron,
Right,
and
'cause you just got triple
be
sat.
super nice to the next person that
Yeah.
walks in.
It's true.
And then they say, Diet Coke.
I can't wait someday to have made it and like be able to just like randomly tip out like $100 bill, because I
Okay, wait, I have a
cried.
story.
I've
Yes.
cried over that before. Like, people don't understand. Like, I work with 40-year-old people who don't have real jobs, who like their livelihood is being a server.
Literally.
And they're in their like 40s and 50s. They have grandkids, and like they can't afford to like take their grandkids to like the zoo for the day. Like, I literally heard that conversation, and it's like, people have no idea how much even giving an extra $10 means to people. Because when you're serving, you're either in school or you can't hold another job, so you like are broke. Like, I feel like
Wait,
servers,
actually, no, that's
you're like,
sad.
It's real though. It's like a lot of people, that's their livelihood, is like serving, and it's so sad because they never know how much they're gonna make.
So, He's like one of my BFF best friends now. But I literally met him while I was working at my job. So he used to be a bartender or like a server, and he said at that point of his life he had like $30 in his bank account. He was just so poor and like so broke. And to this day he can remember and like picture this guy, but he had a guy come in and tip him $100, and he was like, oh my gosh, like
it's like literally you feel like it's not real. Yeah.
He was like, oh my gosh, somebody like sent this man to me, and like
yes,
he knew that I needed this. Like, I'm so poor right now. Like, if I ever get successful, like I'm gonna be that person.
Yes.
And so literally that's how I met him, because he came into my restaurant. He tipped me $100. Yes.
Literally.
And I was like, wait, no, sir. Like, you left $100 bill in this book. And he's like, yeah, that's for you. Now I own my own business, and I'm like to the point where I can do that once a week. He tips the server $100 once a week.
Be good to your servers. Good karma.
Shake their hand. I'm like, it was so nice to serve you. Like,
You know, I'm like, come back and visit
bless
me.
you.
I love you.
Don't compliment your server
Yes.
if you're not gonna tip them.
I have so
That
many
is
old
the
people be
worst.
like, you're the best server we've ever had. We're coming to visit you. And then they tip you like 5%. You're like, please don't come visit me.
Literally.
Don't ask for me. I don't work here anymore. I'm quitting. Gosh. Okay, yeah. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Goodbye.
Mwah.